In this lesson, we are going to discuss about the deployment models, and we have three types of deployment models. We have the private cloud, public cloud, and hybrid cloud. And hybrid cloud basically is a combination of public and the private cloud. Now let's discuss what are these different clouds. So first one is the public cloud, where the resources are those that are owned and managed by the third party cloud provider. That means like AWS or Azure or GCP, Google Cloud Provider. So these are cloud providers where anyone can use these resources. So this is publicly available. And then you have the private cloud. This is very much like your private data center, where actually you have set up the data center and you can access those resources over the internet, private internet actually, but no one else outside your organization can actually access your private cloud. Only your organization, your corporate, your company can access that. And then you have the hybrid one. That means it is a combination of private and public. That means there are some services which are private, which no one can access, and there are services which you utilize from the public cloud. Now let's look at what are the advantages of public cloud. As we have already discussed, that there is no maintenance, there is a nearly unlimited scalability, there's a high reliability, and the disadvantages, there's a little less control relatively, because this is maintained and created and sometimes even configured by the public cloud. And in which scenario you use it? When you want to deploy your website very quickly and you want to focus on your development instead of focusing on your infrastructure. What about private one? Advantages is there is no legal obligation. That means actually there are sometimes there is a legal obligation, there is a security and compliance requirement that some data or some application cannot be put on the public cloud. There are sometimes government government policy that require that specific data has to be kept in the country or within a particular control. In those cases we have to use the private cloud. So these are the advantages, that it support that. And of course disadvantages is you have to bear all that infrastructure cost, and it's difficult to elasticity, IT skills. All of those disadvantages which you generally have in your private data center, you have in the private cloud. What about the hybrid one? So advantage is that you use your own equipment to meet security and compliance and legacy scenario. As I just said, that there are sometimes scenarios where you have to keep your data private. So advantage is that you can do that in case of hybrid cloud, but disadvantage is that this is expensive because you have to maintain your data center as well as you have to think about the using public cloud also. And this is complicated also, like integrating both of these public and private. Sometimes this is difficult to configure also. But use case scenario is like for example the medical data, which is high sensitive data, you can keep in your private cloud, and you can at the same time actually you can use public cloud services also. So you can take advantage of both public and private. So this is the advantage of the hybrid cloud we have. All right, so I hope difference between all of these three is pretty much clear. I hope you find it helpful. Thank you so much.